try doing something different that we can both do together.
Yeah, because that did do the drag queen tongue pop, but it was like anyway. Hello everyone. Hello Erin.
Hello, Miss Bobbi. Oh yes, that's my part.
Yeah.
Welcome. God. Welcome everyone. This is Oracle Chats Live with me, Erin Lee of heavenlymessenger.com, and as always, my beautiful friend, Miss Bobbi Rowntree, born medium. And this is Come As You Are Oracle Chats today.
Very much.
Yes. So we're grateful that you're here.
Very grateful that you're here. Grateful that you joined us. Sorry you missed us last week, but it was Easter.
Yes, it was. Yeah. And hello to Cassandra.
Hello, Cassandra. Thank you for being here. Hello, Marie.
Yeah, hello. It's wonderful to see you. Hi.
Lisa Marie Presley. So I'm sorry, Lisa.
And hello to Linda. It's always great to see you. Thanks for joining us. We love seeing you too.
Yes.
And
yes.
Karine. Awesome.
You are surprisingly energetic for a person who feels the way you feel right now.
Yep. I am currently renovating downstairs and have been for the last week and a half. And my hair is as it is because I can't get to my bathroom right now. And it was really fortunate that I had this shirt upstairs because otherwise I would have been in my grubby clothes. So, hey, and we're sick on top of that. So, yay.
Is it a head cold?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. And the space that I'm renovating right now had black mold in it. So that's all been kicked up. So yeah, it's been an interesting couple weeks. So
interesting. Yeah. Interesting. Black mold, I find very interesting.
Yeah. Do you have a take on black mold?
Not really. No.
Okay.
It's something I like to avoid.
Yeah. I would recommend it as well. It wasn't a good time. 0 out of 10 stars. Would not recommend.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And Cassandra's saying that she's sick too. Thank you. I hope you feel better soon too.
Hello, Carmen.
Carmen and Kathleen. Hello. It's wonderful to see you. Thanks for joining us. Thank you. Yes, I've got my hot water right here.
Is it just hot water? Do you even get hot water in it? Or are you allergic to lemons too?
I can do lemon. I can do a little bit of honey, but yeah, I have to stay away from tea. Tea doesn't agree with me. But yeah, I've got my emergency and my hot water and I'm ready to roll.
Emergency. I find it interesting how we both have so many dietary restrictions that are like us conforming to what our bodies are yelling at us about.
Yeah.
I think it's because we're psychics.
Yeah. Well, the more sensitive we become, I certainly have found that I have more sensitivities to things that are around me, that my body just doesn't tolerate them. Have you found the same?
Oh, absolutely. I always say they're purifying my body.
Yeah.
If I won't, they will.
Yeah, exactly.
I kept saying, Bobbi, stop eating pasta. Bobbi, stop eating pasta. And then all of a sudden, I couldn't eat pasta.
Yep. Yeah. You know, it's interesting because I also have seen and experienced that with like accidents in my life, a couple of car accidents and other things. Like if you aren't willing to slow down and take time off, then they will make you.
Yes, surgeries.
Yes, surgeries as well. Yeah, no, the more that you listen to what's coming up, the easier life is. Have you noticed that?
Yes, the more you don't act like a salmon. That's always what I see. I'm being a salmon right now because they swim upstream. They swim against the current, the stream.
Right.
So
yes.
It's tough to be a salmon.
It is tough to be a salmon.
Don't be such a salmon.
Yes.
With the flow. So yeah, we have to answer because I could have kept on eating pasta and breads and things like that, but it just would have meant that I was just constantly in pain. Because you were at that time, I used to teach yoga when it was all starting.
Yeah.
Just learn, just do it. Just change.
Yeah. It makes a difference.
I figure it's their way of telling me to, because don't you find too, when your diet starts to become purified, your brain actually works better and more efficiently. And that's how they talk to us.
Yeah. Several years ago, I mean, 10 years ago now, I called it a cleanse. It wasn't actually a cleanse because you still ate food, but you were basically eliminating foods until you had a really clean diet. And the last several days was basically fruit and vegetables. And my goodness, everything opened right up. Like it was so crisp and clear. It was like going from a TV that has really low resolution to like high, vibrant resolution. It was amazing, the difference.
Yeah, when you think about it, one of the
Yeah.
reasons why people have trouble meditating or actually hearing their guides is because they are doing this a lot.
Yeah.
They have a lot of other stuff constantly talking. So when
Yeah.
you stop doing that, then suddenly that's weird how that like happened. That's weird. Anyway, um, anyway, so, but if you turn all that off, then you can hear inside a little bit more. And I would think that this is a purification too, because we aren't supposed to be so,
Yeah.
but we are. So that's the way
Yeah.
it is. But so when we
Yeah.
let that go, it's amazing the clarity that happens, which no one's going to want to do that. People are like, I'm not going to put down my phone, Bobbi. Well, I'll put it down right now. Not till 4:30.
Yeah, that's right. Hold off a little bit.
Off at least till we're done with you.
That's right.
We have some new people to say hello to.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Yes. Hello to Kathleen and Bethany. Thank you for your well wishes. And Catherine and Chantel. It's wonderful to see you guys. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you for joining us. So glad you guys are here. Okay, my sick little friend.
Yes.
So
well, we've talked about me. How are you doing?
Oh, okay. So I went to Victoria. I left Friday night and I came back last night.
Yeah.
I left Victoria to like 11 o'clock at night. Do not recommend this at all. So I'm super sick because last night was rainstorms all the way up Vancouver Island.
Right.
Driving in my low vehicle, because I have a little Honda Civic, was oy vey. My goodness. My daughter had phoned me because she had driven it just before and warned me. Said, "May you might want," but I had readings and you know what it's like. I couldn't. They said, "Well, do your readings here." I'm like, it's not like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't do that to people, right? Maybe
Yeah.
you want free. Anyway, so I went to an art show. Beautiful. For one of my clients who is an incredibly talented man. And you know what? I should take them out of the plastic. Okay, so when you walked in, you received this.
Yes. Hold on.
Isn't amazing?
It's absolutely gorgeous, but I think that people will see it better if I remove myself from the thing. So did you want to do a show and tell? Absolutely. Let me pull myself out and you do show and tell. And then when you're ready, I will join you again. So we'll start by doing that.
Okay. So we got this tray. It was so weird to be without Erin. We got this tray when you walked in. Isn't that gorgeous? To me, that's a spirit bear. You can see the artist name on the bottom there, Simon Hedwick. This one, to me, I know I wish I could take the plastic off, but I love it. So this one to me symbolized the third eye in the journey in towards the third eye and the one-pointedness meditation we want to look at. This one, the artist's partner is a longtime client of mine, as is the artist. This was her favorite, so that's why I picked it. I love it, but because they're all good. Like, it wasn't like you could go, I don't like those ones. They were all amazing, so that's why it was so hard to choose. Isn't that amazing? And if any of you follow me on Instagram, these little dots, fairies in my head. That's what I think. Okie dokie. And last one, this is actually my favorite. It was one of my favorite pieces that he ever made. This is of his twin sister who had spinal surgery. And this is part of her recovery. He calls it Tasha's tree. It is, and okay, so you can come back on now, Erin. When we were at the show, and they will be coming to Courtney in the fall. So that's one of the reasons I'm telling you, because they will be coming to Courtney in the fall, and dadgummit, I'm going to be there, and I'm dragging my husband by his nose because, wow, it was they told us all about it. And then his partner Jane talked a lot about spirituality and such, and I've been reading her for like a decade, so I was like, and then they allowed a smoke break
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm. Yes.
the art started to move. And the way that it looks, you can see how it could possibly move. And it grew and it morphed into the different artworks kept morphing with each other. There were so many times where I was like, wait a minute, when did that? Oh my God, it moved again. Holy cow. Because you get so enthralled in it. And my third eye, holy snot. All I kept thinking was, I am so glad I didn't partake in anything because my mind would be blowing up right now because it was
Absolutely.
blowing my mind. So I highly recommend
Wow.
coming to the show when they come to Courtney. Or they were just in Calgary. It's called Meta Grove. And I can actually add the link. It's on my Instagram if you follow me on Instagram. But I highly recommend because people are always asking me, how do I feel my third eye? How do I know it's opening? Things like that.
Yeah.
Go to something like this, how you feel it in your head, your face, your body. Because I at first was like, oh, I'm getting such a headache. And then I went, dummy, it's your third eye. I remember for a minute who I was, and then moved into it and allowed it to start to grow and allow my crown chakra to, and I had such
beautiful.
an individual experience. It was great. And then there was a static dance after, which I did not.
Oh, you didn't?
I did not ecstatic dance. I chatted with a few people, and then my daughter came pick me up. I watched a little ecstatic dancing, but I don't think they were ready to see this ecstatic dance.
Oh man, I have a friend and somebody who I love very much, and she facilitates Dancing Freedom. And with the full moon, not in April, but in March, I went with another friend, and it was absolutely amazing. I absolutely love doing dance like that in group that's open because it's gorgeous.
I've never done something like that, and to be perfectly honest, my trepidation would be, what if people look?
Yeah, I get that. And I don't know, I'm not 100% sure what the environment was like for the show that you were at, but when my friend Helen facilitates, she has a cabin up on Forbidden Plateau, and I think there were 20 of us. And the thing is, everybody is into it, doing their own thing. With this particular situation, it's also all women. So that can also alleviate some of that too. Like, is there somebody that's watching me? But I have participated in mixed groups, and everybody's kind of in it, doing their own thing. It's really beautiful.
So you don't have to worry about them looking at you because they're just doing their thing. And if they're not, they're having less of an experience. So don't worry about it.
Exactly. And the friend that I took with me was also equally concerned. It was the first time that she had done this as well. And she said afterwards that it was, one of the most powerful experiences that she'd had and that she was really able to get into herself and to let go. So if you want to come next time, you're welcome to.
Okay.
And I will, just because I'm talking about it, I'll post it on my Facebook page, on my Heavenly Messenger Facebook page.
And
she's doing one in May.
Together.
Absolutely.
We have two people that we need to go to, I think.
Awesome. You go for it, Bobbi. I'm going to have some water.
You said hello to Bethany, correct?
And
Chantel.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. Yeah. Hello, Linda. I'll say hello to people before we start answering questions. Would that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Hello, Linda. Hello, Cassandra. We already say hello to you, Cassandra.
Yeah. That's okay.
Hello, Shelly.
Hello, and hello to Verna.
She double said hello because she said hello, Bobbi, and then she said hello, Erin, and then
and I missed it. Okay,
and I love that. Yes, which I totally get. Yes, thank you, Verna. Hello, awesome. Elizabeth.
Hi.
Hello, Susan from the UK. What part of the UK?
Yeah, let us know.
Oh my God, and what is it like to live there? Man, I went there once. What a spiritually charged place. Holy crap.
I can imagine. It's on my list.
It's crazy. Yeah. Ireland is most definitely on my list. Hello, Catherine.
Hi. And to Pat. Hello. It's wonderful to see you.
Pat. How are you, Pat? Love River. I'm not quite sure. Love River. Could you please expand, Catherine? Is that where you're from? Or
no, I think Catherine's local. I think there is maybe something that we're missing in that comment.
Yeah.
Oh, and Susan's saying that she's in Liverpool, where the Beatles come from. Oh,
you
very cool.
Yes, and is it insulting if I call you a scouse? Because I used to serve a Liverpoolian man in Cordaway Pub in Nanaimo, and everyone called him Scouse because there were British people from all over the place.
Scouse.
Scouse, yeah. So I don't know if that's bad or good. So please tell me, Susan, if that will get slapped in the face if I call someone a Scouse.
Before Bobbi starts going around and calling people really awesome names or awful names. Yes, yep. Susan says that she's a Scouser.
Okie dokie. Yes, we drink Guinness. Bubbles. No bubbles. Some of them are lots of bubbles. Some of them are no bubbles. Yeah, it's really funny. Yeah.
Well, yes.
Facilitation.
Yes. Of course. Yes. River is the hostess. Yes. Dancing Freedom at Forbidden Plateau. Yes. Thank you, Catherine. I totally missed that.
River is the thank you very much.
Yes.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. She is amazing.
Okie dokie. Shall we go back to there was
I think Linda was the first question that we had.
I think so.
I have Linda here asking, I am curious to know what my dad has been up to on the other side. Any thoughts? That is a Miss Bobbi question.
It is a Miss Bobbi question. I could go into your dad, Linda, or I could just tell you what people do. And everybody's individual. Yes. Mm-hmm. And I actually think your dad is building things on the other side. Cool. Like birdhouses or something like that. Or I don't know. I see lumber. I'm talking to Linda's name. That's hilarious. I do that when I'm alone too. I'll talk to their name. I'm so silly. Okay.
Well, no, I don't think it's silly at all, because when I connect with somebody, I'll say their name over and over a couple of times in my head as part of how I connect with them. So it totally makes sense to me.
Too. I close my eyes and say their name over and over again.
Over and over again.
One of my daughter's friends yesterday, and she said, "What happens in a reading?" I'm like, I don't know. Well, I've been doing them for like 20 years, 20, 30 years.
Yeah. They just come in. The messages are they're just there. When you connect, they're just there.
I sit down, I close my eyes, and I say your name 3 times in my head.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes I don't even do that. People start walking up, and I can hear, "Oh, your dad."
Yeah. Yeah. So do you ever, and maybe this is a silly question because for you, it's more what you do, but I find when I have loved ones for readings that they come up and like they come well before I'm ready to sit down and start preparing for my client. Like I'll be getting out of the shower in the morning and they're there. Is that something you get too?
Oh, yes. Especially if I've talked to them a few times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
And as soon as you said that, I actually heard that name again. Or Killian's that comes on. I have read her a few times, and she has a son on the other side, and he is part of our live feeds. He started when we first started it, and as soon as you said that, I heard his name.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, and I don't know if this person knows who they are. I think the mother of the person knows who they are. I believe. So it's up to her whether or not I could ever reveal his first name to people. And that's all I would reveal is just his first name. But
absolutely.
Goodness, it's like he wants to be
part of the fun.
Yes, it's Erin, Bobbi, and
Well, it's always good to have support on the other side, hey?
Yes, it is always good to have support on the other side. And when we do this, I often forget we just did this, and I'll be upstairs going, "Oh, Christmas. Okay, go home. How's the story?" Because I forget. And there's so many, and some show up, and we didn't even address them, and then they're still like, "Hey, Bobbi,
what about our turn? What about us?
I know the live feed's over, but I want to talk." Yeah,
I got these things to say, and you were open.
Great, yes. Okay, now Cassandra has a question that I think is down your alley.
Okay. So Cassandra says, life's been a struggle lately. As you may remember, my family is still on the search for a home. Just wondering any messages for me and my family. Yeah, there is something that's coming. And I keep seeing 1, 2, 3. And this might be kind of silly, but for me, when I'm getting ready to do something that feels kind of challenging, and the thing that's coming into my mind is my driveway is quite sloped and I drive a standard vehicle. And so before I let off the brake so that I don't roll back, I go 1, 2, 3, and then I do it. And so when 1, 2, 3 comes for me, it's always preparation that, hey, it's there, it's coming, and be ready. So I mean, things are coming together. And one of the things that I want to say is slow down and take time to breathe, because it feels like there's still a lot of tension. There's a lot of stress, and it's just like 1, 2, 3, we're going to go. So start incorporating that energy into the look or the searching that you're doing. Just, okay, 1, 2, 3, and then boom, it's going to be there.
That makes sense. I heard it's always dark before the dawn.
Yeah.
Which is their way of always telling me, get ready, because it's just
coming.
I also see the struggle.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
Yeah.
That actually will add more frustration and struggle. It's like when you're trying to do something quickly, your hands and you're can't get.
Well, yeah, I think there's an rest is equally important. You know, when you're like, feel like you're banging your head against the wall, and sometimes you just need to take some rest. So yeah, I'm with you on that 100%.
Yeah. Take a moment to focus, and then you figure it out. It's like when you're looking for something.
Yeah, and you can't find it.
Have you ever been looking for something and all of a sudden you realize, I can't remember what I was looking for?
Yes.
I was so looking. I totally forgot.
Yes.
Oh, so many times. And then I've had to go, okay. Oh, that's what it was. That's
yep. I had that experience this morning. I was going to get something out of the room. I wasn't even looking for it. I knew exactly where it was. And I got into the room. I'm like, what on earth could I have possibly wanted here?
Why am I here? I know people put that down to aging, and maybe it is a little bit. But it's more, you have so much more on your mind.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, it creates that.
Yes. Huh. And just to kind of use that analogy, because it must have come up for a reason. As soon as I left and started doing something else, immediately I remembered why I was going in to do that thing. And that feels like that could also apply to Cassandra's question too. Like, as soon as you move your attention and your energy away from it, then it will come.
Yes. It's like when you want to have a baby.
Yeah.
The more you try, the farther away your eggs and sperm seem to get to each other. And then you decide to go adopt, and boom, you get pregnant.
Yeah.
Because your focus changed a little bit. I love what Elizabeth has said.
Yes. Let's take a look.
Correct, Elizabeth?
Yeah.
Do you want to read it?
Sure, I'll read it. So Elizabeth said, my son just got married. Oh, and a bird flew over right at the end. I told him it was all our family members giving their blessing, hoping they are here with us. Oh, that's beautiful. Absolutely.
Fly over and poop on them.
Yeah. Well, that's supposed to be good luck. Maybe it's a blessing on the wedding too.
There's a lot of things that are very unfortunate that people call good luck. I swear to God, it started as, okay, I'm going to make this person feel better and tell them when the bird shit on them, it's good luck. You get an eggshell in your food, it's good luck.
Is that one of them?
Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah, if you get eggshells in your food, it's good luck.
I just assumed it was additional calcium. Like,
oh, there it is. Hey. Yeah. And I believe that's a Chinese, like a feng shui Chinese good luck.
Interesting. I could see that.
Because I might be wrong. Well, yes.
Yeah, the little bits that I know about Chinese culture is that there are a lot of things that they focus on luck and bad luck. So it certainly wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
That's interesting, how there's so much luck stuff in cultures. Because Japanese, I believe, has a lot. Because I have those luck pendants, the ones. I've got a couple of, because my aunt used to spend a lot of time in Asia. So
nice.
Hand-me-downs, because Asian folks are giving folks. And every time she would go somewhere, she would get a gift. Every time she would leave somewhere, she would get a gift. And you cannot refuse the gifts.
Right.
Because that's very insulting to refuse the gifts, which I love. I absolutely love that. I think we should give more gifts to people.
Me too. Me too. And without reason.
With no reason whatsoever. Because honestly, people need to learn to accept gifts.
Yeah.
And I know I do 100%. And people need to let go of stuff. Yeah. I'm trying to learn how to do that. Like this one, I really loved it, but I gave it to my husband.
Yep.
because of its purpose. Anyone know what these are for? Anyway. They're for making my medicine so I can take it.
Okay. I figured that was where we were going, but I wasn't going to.
Right,
Anyway.
sure. Yeah. Because I'm your harsh friend.
No. Awesome. Ooh, okay. So we've got a question here from Lorianne. I'll read it, but I think it's a Bobbi question. Mom has dreams of family members that have passed. She really enjoyed the dreams.
Yes. Okie dokie. Yeah, because Lorianne's mother is very advanced in age as well.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. It could be her veil is thinning.
That was kind of my question too, because often those on the other side, as we are preparing to transition, that they'll come closer to welcome us and to help support us with transitioning.
Yeah. Very, very. They'll be like, okay, you're coming. Yeah. And it's weird. For some reason, this comes to mind. My grandfather, when he was getting ready to transition, one morning said, my brother came to get me, but he went to the wrong house. I loved, my mom told me that. I said, oh, he's eminent. And I thought that was hilarious. And his brother went to get the wrong guy because he went to down. That's what I said. Because it's your siblings. They come and get you. And if you don't have siblings, it's the next DNA, which
generation. Yeah.
It's the closest DNA. DNA actually means something.
Okay, so that was actually going to be my next question. Like, what about friends and people who, you know, are family because of the relationship and connection you have with them? Do they show up on the other side too? Yeah, spouses.
But your sibling gets you and brings you to the door.
Yeah.
Because something about the DNA and that lock, because your DNA is part of your whole pod. It's very, I kind of wish I was smarter. Okay. So I can understand the science part of it, but they made it this way, so I would understand it this way. Because if I was smarter, I wouldn't understand this part.
Okay, so that brings me to another question. What about somebody who was adopted? Would it be like the next biological?
It would be the next biological, yes. And actually, think about that. That's a really, really, really good question. Would it be someone you've never met before, or someone you don't know that comes and gets you?
Yeah.
Oh, the voices in my head said guaranteed.
Oh,
but if you're adopted out of that family, when you cross over, you will recognize them.
Right.
You just don't recognize them now because your mind tells you you're not related.
Right. Right. Yeah, absolutely. Because the soul's experience has had experience with the biological family, even if your ego experience hasn't included them.
Yeah. The biggest thing, the hurdle for folks with that one is spouses. Like they want their husband to come get them. They want their wife to come get. They want that person. That's the person they chose to hang out with. They hang out with your siblings. In most cases, you're like, walk me right into a wall. I'm sure my sister will walk me off a cliff first. And go, puppy. That's what she'll do because she loved that part of that cartoon, the Maniac.
Well, hopefully they will have chilled out a little bit on the other side before they come and get you.
I don't mind me walking to a wall. I'm sure if my husband's on the other side too, he'll be like, okay, give her back. She's mine. That's what happens. We walk you to them. And because your husband will be right there. He's just not, it's not part of his thing that he does. But you do the best with them because they will show me the cushion next to them for their spouse. Well, men do that. Men can't wait till the first time.
Is that because they need someone to make them a sandwich, or?
No. Holy crap! That's exactly what I said. I thought too. I don't want to say that because I already said it's something, but it is because it depends certain generations.
Yeah,
you look at your grandparents' situation. I mean, my grandmother called my grandfather Daddy. Right. Much to my mother's dismay. It's a different kind of relationship.
Different kind of relationship. My parents called each other Mom and Dad.
But that was probably to denote that
yes.
And this is Dad.
Yeah.
Call him Daddy.
Okay. Wow.
Mackie. That's what she would say. And my mother would go, oh, for fuck's sake. Sorry, that's too much personal information. I hope my mom's not watching. She'll smack me. I love you, Mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. Shall we head out down to Catherine?
Catherine, when do you see a romantic enter my life? Oh, you do that.
And
And
what
then
will
I'll
he be like? Okay. All right. So immediately he's showing me that he's taking his time. And this feels like both in terms of coming into your life, but also that he's not wanting to rush into anything. And I want to call him like a steady Eddie. Like he feels like he's really steady and consistent, but he also kind of moves at a very slow pace. I wouldn't be surprised that if you were to do his numerology, that he comes out as a 4 because he's just like really, really solid
not
and
a
grounded.
Sorry,
Does that make sense?
I don't know.
And in terms of when, I hear you also asking if this is someone that you already know. And I kind of flip-flop on that. If you do, you don't know him very well. Like his energy doesn't feel like it's really familiar to you at this point. I have openings that are coming up in the summer, possibly a little bit earlier. But this summer, I really want to encourage you to be out and to be connecting in social kind of situations. And possibly festival is what I want to talk about as well. He feels like he's somebody who participates and enjoys, but he might be kind of on the fringe, like not right in the thick of things, but he feels like he's there and he enjoys it. Yeah. Was anything coming up for you?
I would tag on to what you said in the with do stuff. When you said do things for you, I actually saw her doing for herself.
Mm-hmm.
In that way.
Okay. Yes.
Like you're doing your third eye.
I was thinking about that earlier today.
I'm sure you were after our
discussion.
I see she needs to do things for herself in that festival thing. I saw the same sort of thing as what they used to tell me to tell people. Start doing stuff you enjoy doing. Because he's gonna do stuff he enjoys doing, and then all of a sudden, events.
You're gonna do stuff together that you enjoy doing.
Yeah, there used to be a thing in Vancouver, events and adventures, and you could sign up if you were single.
Yeah,
and do these things, and you would meet people who were like-minded who like to do the things you did.
That's a wonderful idea.
I don't know where it went. I don't listen to the radio anymore, so I don't know. Up here, the radio stations I could get in Duncan, I cannot get here. I cannot get the way up here. So that is why. But Catherine, I would say that you just start being you and do what makes you happy, and then and I hear too that you'll recognize them right away, and that they immediately flash to when I was in the grocery store following my now husband around. Because I saw him walk in and went, oh, that's the man.
Yeah. and then you went into stealth, like hunting.
I went to the other side of the organic vegetables and went, this is my look.
Yeah. And if you're lucky, you will see this every morning.
And then when I realized it was him, then I went to the cheese container and I bent over on my very tight shorts as far as I could. Like, I was presenting like a bird.
I don't know. I don't know how I ended up on this. I'm kind of half embarrassed to admit it, but I ended up reading an ebook that is romance with werewolves. And that feels very appropriate, like very animalistic. Let me present myself to you.
Well, we're animals. We just pretend we're not.
We just pretend we're not.
Yeah. Well, some of us are.
Yeah, some of us are indeed. Yeah. Anyway.
Catherine, I hope that helps.
Yes.
So go hiking.
Yes. Yeah.
That's why I said go hiking. I saw hiking. I always see hiking though.
Do you?
People. Yeah.
Yeah.
This natural environment.
Absolutely. And the festival in particular that I was seeing is one up in Cumberland. So I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that Catherine's in the Comox Valley, but I want to encourage you to check out any festivals or things that are happening up in Cumberland. And of course, they do happen very close to hiking areas as well. So yeah.
Well, yeah, Cumberland's a total hiking space. I didn't know there was a festival happening Cumberland. Well, I'm going to go there.
Yeah. And they've had issues with it kind of the last couple of years. So I'm not sure if it's going to be offered again or not. And I just can't think of what it's called. Anyway, yes, head up to Cumberland.
People being silly. Drinking too much alcohol and wrecking stuff for people.
I don't know. It might have been a noise issue. That might be, I can't remember, which is unfortunate because Cumberland's such a cool place for that kind of thing.
I love Cumberland.
I love Cumberland too.
It is such, and it's funny, when I first moved here and I saw Cumberland, I thought, oh, I'm going to get a lot of haunted houses out of this place. Ooh,
yeah.
I've only done a couple. Just
really?
Comox.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Comox.
Yeah.
Wow. Holy haunted places. And hauntings that make no sense whatsoever to me.
Yep.
Run from the hospital all the way to the military base through Comox.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, it's really weird. And they show me these soldiers walking like they're wounded, but it makes no sense whatsoever because that never happened.
Yeah, not in that area. I wonder if the representation is soldiers, but it's maybe something else. Oh, what do you have?
I'm reading this book right now, 7 shillings a year, which is actually what the Hudson's Bay Company paid the British government to create Fort Victoria.
Really?
7 shillings a year. So they rented out an island they didn't own. They rented out an island that was other people's homes. It's just crazy. But anyway, this gives me a total, it's the history of Vancouver Island.
Oh, that's interesting.
My writing takes place in 1929 in Nanaimo.
Yeah.
Why have I done that to myself? Tell me why I've done that to myself.
Yeah.
It compelled me to, those people.
Yeah. I would be interested in history going much, 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 much farther back, but I don't know that that's been carried on.
It's like they even showed that it was unpopulated. The Nootka are the first folks that started coming over. But they had to come over because they were being pushed out by the Salish and another group of, but I will mispronounce the name.
Okay.
Because it's a KWATL-AN. And I don't want to mispronounce it grossly like a person who does not speak the language.
Yeah, that sounds like that would be like the English, or the English version might be Kwantlen.
Oh my God. Why didn't I put that together?
I'm pretty sure the English version is Kwantlen.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I know what and he calls them Salish, and I'm so used to hearing Coast-Salish.
Coast-Salish. Yeah.
In Duncan, it's the Coast-Salish.
Yeah.
That's my kids were learning Coast-Salish. Hachka, Coast-Salish. So that means thank you. They would learn Salish, my kids. They went to a rural traditional school. So
that's awesome.
That was one of the languages they got to learn. And then they shut down.
That's amazing.
But whatever. Anyway, that it can help to tell. And for me, I think this will help like when I go around this island, there's some spots on this island. Do you notice that? Holy snap.
Yeah. No, there's a lot.
There's a reason why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the reason why you're here, or Kelly. Okie dokie. You want to go down more?
Yeah, let's do it. So Lorianne, I don't think we've checked in with Lorianne. What does it mean when past family members visit the elderly? Maybe we did.
We talked a little bit about what that could mean, and I do not want to frighten you, Lorianne. We're not saying that your mother's crossing.
Yeah,
we're more saying she's getting older and older and knows that she can look at passing.
Yeah.
And so that is thinning things.
Yeah. And experiencing life in a different way. Now that maybe other stresses and pressures are off, now there's more energy and opportunity. And it's she's probably quieter as well, which makes it easier to connect. So
yeah, I would assume that people who are terminally ill for the long time that they are ill, that they get a lot of that kind of stuff too, because
absolutely,
it's a matter of time, and it's not a bad thing. It's just bad for us to stay here.
Yeah. There's preparation. It's preparation.
Yes. Okie dokie. Now, asking about any messages for me, please, Mary. Lisa, would you like Lisa to be more specific, or do you have anything?
Yes, please. Yeah, Lisa, if you want to ask a specific question, we would love to check in and see if we've got something coming up for you. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. And then there's
Awesome.
Shelly.
Okay. What do you have with Shelly?
Okay. Well, too close for comfort. Actually, that's the first thing that happened in my head.
Okay. Okay.
And I don't
Literally.
that means that I'm Shelly for comfort, or if Lance is telling me too close for comfort.
Right.
Because that's the problem when I know someone.
Right.
Which is why I used cards for family members.
Okay. All right.
It's
Well,
confusing what I hear in my head.
okay.
Okay, actually, what I could say to you, Shelly, is I'm okay. I'm fine. And I actually think he might have his dog. I actually think he might have yours. Actually, I think he might have Chunk.
Yeah, that makes sense because I had some pressure coming up around my hip. That makes sense.
And that means dog to you? Is that
No,
in your hip? Oh,
just no, just that there's like a pressure against my hip, the way that, like a dog, if it kind of leans up against you
against you. Oh, neat.
and puts your maybe his head or her head on your thigh. Like, yeah.
That's awesome. See, right there, that just shows you got to meditate and stuff like that, because regular people get stuff like that and they're just like, oh, my hip.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Your dog from the other side, like, they're okay or something like that. Or your grandma's saying, yeah, that's why we learn about ourselves, for goodness sakes. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I'm fine. Okay. Things like that. Yeah. And a thank you. I think you may have lit a candle or something like that for him, or, said you're okay, or asked that your mother take care of him or something like that. And there's a thank you very much for taking care of me still. Yeah. Yeah. And there's something about Peter's underwear. I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's gonna pinch his bum in his boxers or something like that, or he thinks his underwear is hilarious because now he's on the other side and he can watch Peter walk around in his underwear. Or that I'm not quite sure, but
I guess there's no privacy with friends.
No. I'd even have no, not for anyone, not even for me when I'm reading them, because they'll be like, oh, it's like having someone go through your house when you're not there.
Yeah.
And then, why do you keep this? And you're like, you don't want them to know about that, but they do. I've got no privacy from them.
Yeah. And I was just going to say too, Shelly, I keep seeing a bike of some sort, and there's like a feeling of riding or celebration or like getting out. And initially it was like a pedal bike, but then it switched to something that looked like it could be a motorcycle. So there's something coming up around bike and riding.
Oh, almost like he used to pedal a bike. Now he's on a motorcycle.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
I used to walk, now I fly.
Yeah.
Because people on the other side get to fly. It's cool.
That sounds pretty amazing to me. Awesome.
Can spirit world come through after 4 weeks? Yes. Absolutely. Yes. It's funny, actually, because they have an immediate of stuff, and then you'll get a little dormant time.
Yeah.
And I go back and forth on that.
Yeah.
The way they show it to me, sometimes they show it like they come back in time.
You were saying that, and to me, that's so incredibly fascinating. And like, why the heck not? Right? Yeah. Like, why not? When you build yourself up, say, hey, like, I want to redo that.
Yeah. I want to. Yeah, go, because it's because the morning process is different than anything else, it would seem. And it's like a staticky sort of time. And it's very, very important to them that you're okay with where they are. So they do come bombarding. And sometimes, though, with that first stuff, I see people who are long past helping the newly past to little lights, because that's what it usually is. It's lights, or it's a bang, or it's something like that. It's that regular sort of stuff. And then they go a little bit dormant, and then they come in with the pennies, dimes, stuff like that, and the little things, the thoughts in your head, the crying.
So do you notice that there's a bit of a time lag between the crossing and when you start seeing a lot of signs, like physical signs?
Yes. And I notice after all that starts to happen, they can go into another little dormancy where they're transitioning and leveling up. They go into these things all the time where it's like, I can't hear them anymore. Where are they? And then all 6 months later, it's like, holy, what the heck is that? And now, because they just learned how to do it in a different kind of way.
Right.
It's really because I'm daily trying to communicate with my dad. That is one thing that I have noticed. And I swear it's like it's like part of our whole thing with each other. Like, he was supposed to go so that he could I actually think he was supposed to figure this out.
Right.
He didn't. He didn't. No inclination whatsoever to do so. So
Mhm.
he figures out a way to help me to figure out, because then it helps him on that side.
Yeah.
So
Makes sense
because
to me.
yeah, it's not
Yeah.
selfish, but it's selfish at the same time. Because self-serving is good, because self-serving is good for the group.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you feel
Yeah.
good, you're not going to suck the life out of other folks.
Exactly. What you do for yourself, you do for everyone else.
Yes. Okie
Yeah.
dokie. Yeah. So I
Awesome.
hope that helps, Susan.
Yeah.
Bethany. I
Yeah.
love that name, Bethany.
It's a beautiful name.
It is.
Yeah.
It's such an old, ancient name. Bethany. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's definitely, that's a girl.
Yeah.
We were both have boy names. We both have androgynous names.
Yes. Yes, we do.
I
Yeah.
don't know if I've ever told the group my first spirit guide was named Erin.
I love that.
But
Pardon me.
yeah.
Yeah.
But okie
All
dokie.
right. So, did you want to read Bethany's question?
Sure. Okie dokie. Do you want to answer it? Because this feels very
Sure.
Molly. I
Yep.
am dealing with something recent and hoping that it is something minor.
Something minor. Yeah. Yeah. It does feel like it's minor, but what I'm seeing is that there are a couple of parts to it. So it feels like you're able to like address it and kind of wrap it up for now. And I would encourage you to move past it, move beyond it, but also be aware that there's going to be something that comes up again and then possibly one more time before it's fully and completely completed. But it feels like it becomes major only if you allow it to become major. So instead of procrastinating on it, hop on it and get it done and out of the way and taken care of and move on with your life. And then if it comes back again, then deal with it quickly again. But it doesn't feel like it's something that will completely derail you.
Yes, not
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I heard this too shall pass.
Yeah.
And they showed it, like I used to run on a treadmill.
Yep.
And I used to run. But if I only ran, all I could feel was I'm running. I could hear my
Right.
own breath. And then I would get fatigued faster. So if I
Right.
ran listening to something or watching a movie,
Yeah.
then that's what my focus is. And I got the running in.
And it becomes easier.
It becomes easier because I'm not focused on how difficult it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you
Exactly.
completely. Let me put it that way. It's interesting
Perfect.
how we'll get the same thing, but it
In
gets
different ways.
in different ways. And it just, actually, I said to my client today, I said, well, you're getting it through the Bobbi filter.
Yeah.
So this is the Bobbi filter. That is the Erin filter. And we got a similar sort of thing, but it had to be, yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I give clients every detail too.
Yeah. Well,
I
and I
don't
mean,
omit and keep in.
exactly.
That.
Yeah. Because so much of the understanding of what comes through is from our own experiences and from our own understanding. So it's going to come through in different ways. So you're going to get it in different ways, but we end up in the same place.
Yeah, like me with the treadmill.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's genuinely neat.
Well, you end up in the same place mostly because you're on a treadmill and you're not like actually moving, you're just moving.
You did it. I love you.
I had to. I just had to.
Oh, okie dokie. Okay, I just saw the person who knows that it is him. I am allowed to say it because it's been a rough week. So our third member is Warren.
Yes.
That is his name. Warren is a lovely young man.
I feel like we've talked with him many times, and obviously if he's with us, but that name feels really familiar to me.
Well, he probably says his name into your head too.
It's entirely possible. That would make sense.
Because and he's been trying to come in and be part of this all this time. And he is somebody who not only have I his mummy, but I've had other people where I'm like, what are you doing here, Warren? He's like, I know them too. Because he was a lovely young man.
Yeah.
And he was very people. So
as soon as you like said his name and identified him, I felt him sit down next to me, and I just felt this feeling of calm and like it's kind of like everything is okay. And I felt like somebody was putting their hand on my shoulder, just like it's going to be okay. And then I feel kind of on my heart. And for me, that's a very comforting position. Like I like to hold my heart here, and that's what it feels like. So I really hope for Warren's mom that's part of what she feels and
Well,
experiences
the
with
other
him
side,
being here.
go for the heart a lot.
Yeah.
Heart people. Yeah, because
Yeah.
those are feelers right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So welcome,
Absolutely.
Warren. Anyone have questions for Warren?
Yeah.
Answer questions. Well,
Pardon
maybe he
me.
actually could. To be perfectly honest, he could tell me what the debate, because that's what people do on the other side all the time. So thank you very much for allowing us to share, Pat. You are a wonderful woman.
Yeah. I figured we're a little bit behind and we have a spammer. So if you want to keep going, I'm just gonna deal with our spammer. Yeah.
Okie dokie. Yeah, it's a huge one right there. Did you get that one? Michelle?
I'll keep looking. You go ahead.
Sakes alive. Okie dokie.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Chantel is sorry to hear that you are sick. I hope she hopes you feel better soon. Dealing with vertigo and nausea.
Interesting.
That sounds like there's some psychic stuff going on, Chantel, because Chantel's a reader, correct?
Yes. Hold on. Oops. Sorry. I'm just in here. Yeah, Chantel is also psychic as well. I don't know. Everybody has a different word that they use for what they do.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yes. End of a karmic cycle and beginning of things coming to fruition. Okie dokie. That might be part of this too. Because when she talks about feeling vertigo and nausea, that's what I see.
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to interrupt you for a second, and I have to laugh because the spammer has tagged me and is asking me to send them a message. You know what? I've already blocked this person, but I have to laugh at that. Come on now.
Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, yeah. We need to say it again. Maybe no actual psychic worth their salt would do that.
Yeah.
They don't have to. So yeah. And that's just rude.
Yeah.
It's just rude.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that okay, I think I've got everybody. All right. So where are we going next, Miss Bobbi?
Okay. Now, Amanda, please feel free to say his name. Yes, I'm sorry, Amanda. Amanda was hoping that it was her son. It's not that your son does not show up at all. It's just that Warren wants everyone to know. I hear him all the time, and he's here all the time. So it could be my relationship with him.
I just heard the song from the 80s. Is it me you're looking for?
Hello.
Yes, that's right. Hello.
Oh, I know. It was the top of the video charts for weeks. I watch Friday night videos. What am I, an animal? Did you watch Friday night videos? They weren't around when you were. No, whatever. You had MTV and Much Music.
Yeah, we had MTV, and I didn't even watch that. So I was just kind of lame as a teenager, I guess. I listened to my stereo, and
I wish I had been more lame as a teenager. Instead of lucky to be alive, because
yes. Oh dear.
Okie dokie. Yes, Chantel, those are round yourself.
Okay.
Like you did with any sort of onslaught of things coming, ground yourself and let it. I had to do this too, because I started getting an onslaught of things and then I couldn't figure anything out. And they were like, well, ground yourself, stupid. This is why you're so confused.
Yeah. And also part of what I hear with that is that there's likely a leveling up that's happening. Like you're channeling more energy. I was so caught up with what I was doing. You may have already said that, but
no, I don't know if I even did, and I should have. So thank you. Yeah.
I'm here.
This hurts up in my head. Okay.
I'm gonna high five you through the cameras.
We said that before. Didn't you feed me once through the camera?
Probably. That sounds like something I'd do.
Okay. I don't know if I said hello to you, Lizzie, but I'm gonna say it now. Hello,
Lizzie. Hello, and welcome to Robin.
Robin is new. Yay.
Yeah. Beautiful. Susan, if you want to ask a specific question, we would love to see if there's anything coming up for you.
The info about my dad doesn't surprise me at all. I wondered if he was going to talk to me, but I'm thinking not, even after him being gone for 10 years. Oh, okie dokie. Now, he could be talking to you, but in the way a man talks.
Yeah.
Because men don't if you want a man to talk to you, go take him for a car ride so he can stare out the windshield and not
And
feel like he's on a one, like you do with a teenager,
yeah,
which
sit
I'm sexist too.
side by side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
not
that's
looking
they
at each
talk to
other.
each other.
Yeah,
They don't need as much explanation and talking, depending on
yeah,
the fellow. But your regular, especially this is your dad, so these have a generation of men that
yeah,
if he wanted to show you how much he loved you, he'd make you a birdhouse
yeah,
rather than, and the birdhouse might actually be message birds, but like something like that. It could very well be. So honestly, don't think that he's not talking to you. It's that it's the way he might talk. Does that make
yeah,
sense?
yeah,
And
yeah.
you're going to Bobby too.
And I remember one of the things that I learned when I was learning to do mediumship is the way that messages come through is part of the way that we can confirm who the person is. Like if you have somebody who has really big energy, they're going to come through with really big messages and it's going to be like this. But if they're quiet or if they weren't really talkative, then they're not going to be really talkative with you on the other side either.
Yeah, if they're the type, I was reading someone the other day, and I said, "There's some," who's that? Suddenly, I saw there was somebody standing, kind of. I don't know. I don't want to get in the way. And I said, "There's a cousin," and I was telling them about, it, and they're like, "That is so what she would do. Stand
Yeah.
there, would wait, and if you didn't
Yeah.
notice her, that's okay."
Yep.
That's what she sounded like. That's okay. She was sweet. So that it can happen like that. Now,
Yeah.
yeah, what about adopted people? I think Shelley. Adopted people. Okay, or did you hear my explanation? I'm not sure. Oh,
I think I saw okay, so just to just say here, as an adopted person, I want my mom to get me my adopted mom.
oh,
So
and she will. You know she will. You know they're probably having drinks right now, for goodness sakes.
yeah,
One is saying thank you to the other, and the other one is saying thank you to the other
yeah,
because they did a group together. They
yeah,
did a thing together because sometimes you're not able to actually bring forth the souls you're supposed to bring forth. So somebody brings them forth for you, and
yeah,
that connection is on the other side as well. Because I see them on
yeah.
the other side. They just if someone doesn't know someone here, that don't mean nothing.
That is, you know what, that's so interesting. I talk about receiving confirmation and like tingles and goosebumps and stuff, but I like literally had goosebumps across like my lower abdomen, like in like my reproductive
Ooh,
organ area. I've never had that before. But what a cool like confirmation and way to get confirmation. That's
mhm.
neat. Yeah.
Absolutely, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Lorianne says her mother wasn't afraid this time. That's good.
Awesome.
That's
That's
absolutely
awesome.
good. Now, Robin, our spirit in my home and whom? Hmm. What do you see?
I am seeing spirit being there. I've got two. I've got one who's showing me being kind of in a corner that I want to say feels like a kitchen only because I see cupboards. And then I have another one, but I'm not able to identify who they are or the relationship. So I'm going to throw that off to you. Do you have an idea of who they
Yeah,
are?
I think one's attached to the actual structure of the house, and one's
Yeah,
attached
that makes
to
sense.
the family. And the family one actually might steal stuff or
Okay.
hide stuff to let you know that they're there, to let you know, don't worry, I got this. And so they'll hide something so you know it's them because I think it's a grandma.
Oh, that makes sense.
On your husband's side, it might be attached to a boy, unless you, Robin, are a husband or boy.
Yeah.
Robin is an androgynous name, just like ours.
Yep. Yep.
And yeah, I would think that the other one is there. I hear malevolent. No,
That's
so
good.
they're not
Yeah.
malevolent. But the one in the kitchen you might want to say go to the light.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not an earthbound spirit. She is a rested spirit that is making sure that the earthbound doesn't. I don't have kids. Doesn't freak out the young one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, interesting that it's not malevolent, but is still like trying to mess with people.
yeah, yeah. Or well, grandma's the one, the rested one. She's the one messing with folks.
Oh,
The
is
yeah, but they do that all the time. Like
Yep.
you put your keys there. I'm gonna take your keys so you know I hang out here. Instead, all you're like is where did I put my effing keys?
And you start to think you're going a little bit crazy.
Keys, I'm sure they're right there, and then you walk away, come back, and they're right there.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'm not going to pay attention to that right now because I'm late. So that's what happened. Right. Okie dokie. Yes.
Awesome. So Jess says that she's new, and my mom passed away a few weeks ago. Are there any messages from her? So Jess, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
That is definitely a Bobbi question too.
Yeah. Whatever you're feeling here, I hear this. There's something here. So your mom might actually be trying to make you feel like there's something. You might even think that there's something pressing on your chest, which would make perfect sense with mourning and grief.
I
It would
agree.
feel like
Yep.
on your chest, but I actually think it's your mom kind of pressing and hugging you, trying to make you feel like, because I think she knows that you know that you should know, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me.
Yes. Okay. Makes sense to you. Okay.
Yep. Makes sense to me. Not that says much, but I'm on the same page. I'm seeing something about writing coming up as well. So I don't know if this was because your mom was a writer, or if you're a writer, or she's encouraging you to write, but I want to encourage you to pick up a pen and paper.
Yeah, I actually hear write your feelings to me.
There you go. Yep.
So Jess, you might want to, because maybe you didn't say what you needed to say, or felt like you didn't need to. You said, people always, I didn't do this, I didn't make it when I didn't, and then the people on the other side are like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I'm good.
When I talk with people, usually what I get is that as soon as they crossed over, everything just kind of reset itself. Like there wasn't, anger or frustration or whatever. It just kind of resets. That's what I've seen. Have you seen something like different from that? Do you have people who hold on to stuff and carry it over?
Not really. No, even murder victims.
Right.
You want to know who killed them? They're indifferent. If that helps you, that's good. But they want you to know that they're happy it's all over, and that's just not even part of their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why when they do TV shows where the murder victims join them and blah, 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 it's like, yeah, she's busy. That's a human thing. And I know that sounds crazy because it didn't make sense to me either, but I've read 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
Never concerned with solving the crime.
Yeah.
They don't.
Makes sense. It is a human thing. It's a human thing.
Yeah, because we want balance, tit for tat. Somebody
and justice
from us. We want justice. We want you to suffer because you made us suffer. Like, you made our person. Yeah, if someone killed one of my kids, I'd want them to cross over. Well, actually, because then they'd be home. Anyway, that sounded awful, and I apologize. Okay, I'm tired. Okay.
Which on that note, my battery is going to die shortly. I probably still have another couple minutes, but where do we want to go next?
Where do we want to go next? Because we have a lot of questions.
Yeah, we do. We do have a lot of questions.
I gotta block this person.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They went after Robin. I apologize, Robin, that somebody messaged you and they shouldn't have.
Yeah. Well, we really have to find another way to do this so that we don't get our spammers.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Okay.
Yeah. All right. I'm kind of drawn to Lizzie's question.
So was I, actually, because it's
okay.
I can tell you that right away. What happens when a spirit goes to commit suicide? They go to the suicide realm, where they meet your friends who help
the angels
see what the reasons why they gave up the gift they give. If they go over to the suicide realm, if they leave us because of schizophrenia or another mental anguish, they usually get a pass. They almost always get a pass. They call that the mental health pass.
Right.
So that's okay. We totally understand being schizophrenic, not a gift. Well, it can be if you see it the right way. But anywho, that's not for me to say really, but that's what that's the way that I get to see it. And the suicide realm is not punishment. Yeah. It's like school. And well, school's punishment to you, then it's punishment. And when someone's in the suicide realm, I can actually see them come out, be with everyone else, even for reading. And some of them will actually come with the handcuffs on and an angel on either side of them. The handcuffs are just to denote to me that they're still learning. They're not actually handcuffed. It's for my way of looking, if that makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay. Do you ever see anything with suicide on the other side and things like that?
I actually a friend of mine, her stepson committed suicide about 6 years ago, and so I've had a lot of experience with him, and he definitely did come back a lot. But yeah, there was definitely a lot of learning, and the majority of him coming back was to make sure that family was okay. So
Yeah.
that was the experience that I had, and that he was good. And yeah,
Often
there
they do
were
not realize, they think that actually, if I do this, I'll make everybody's lives easier. They genuinely feel that. So
yeah,
when it devastates people, they're like, oh, what? I did not mean to
yeah,
devastate you. I just couldn't deal with this. So I'm so
yeah,
sorry. But yeah, that's, yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent question. Thank you, Lizzie.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
I
Yeah.
lost my place because I went and I found that naughty person. So I think it's time. Okie dokie. How are
Yeah.
you feeling? Okay, so are we gonna lose you?
We're getting close to losing me, but I think I probably still have another couple minutes. So
Oh, Shell Medium was back. Gosh sakes.
oh gee, I thought that I got her.
Well, there's
Apologies,
this one where
guys.
she said, "Message me."
Okay.
So I don't even know. I think maybe she was talking to you or me. Maybe she thinks she can.
Maybe. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. We've got another. Yeah, we
Nicole,
have to.
RSVP was great. Thank you.
Yeah, we have to find another way. Flamingo. I just see that from Kareen.
Flamingo.
Flamingo. Yep,
Flamingo.
flamingo.
Okay.
Awesome.
Green. It would be funny to actually get intoxicated and just things
Yeah.
like, never mind. Don't do that. I should have said that.
And I'm kind of scrolling, checking for other spammers because I'd like to catch them now. And
Yeah.
I see that Catherine and Amanda have both commented Cumberland Wild, and that's the name of the festival that I was thinking of.
Oh, okie dokie. I'm gonna look
Yeah.
for it. Okie
Yeah.
dokie. Do you
Yeah.
see bumblebees? Debbie Dennis had a bumblebee fly into her house.
Oh, wow. That seems really early for them too. Like
Thank
it's
you.
not
I
quite the
walked
weather
it
yet.
outside. Oh, she even walked it outside. It was so
Wow.
loud. Then it landed on me and stayed attached until I walked outside. It was very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's in. Were you wearing perfume, Debbie? Like, do you?
That
Because I know when a dragonfly lands on a person, that's a compliment. Same with ladybug.
Yeah, yeah. When I'm asking about it, I'm hearing transformation, and for me, like it's a sign of spring, of growth, of beginnings, and so that feels really persistent and just kind of out of character for the time right now.
Mhm.
So I would see that as definitely being a message of like, hey, we're getting into like a fresh start, a new beginning, or some form of transformation. And I'm also wanting to do a bit of cleaning and spring cleaning, like
Okay.
purging and releasing. So that's what I get with that one. I don't know anything specifically about bumblebees, but that's what I hear.
Yeah, I hear from Toy Story, you have been chosen, the claw. You know, he's been chosen. He's been chosen. That's what you've been chosen. Like at first I was gonna make a joke. When you
Yep.
wear the colors, did you look like a flower? But they
Yeah.
actually went on that. Like you need to be pollinated, Debbie. Like you need to add when the flower gets like and yeah, he was trying to tell you that you're special and you're about to grow. So same poop, different pile.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love
Same
it.
poop. Hello, Sarah.
Awesome. Awesome. I am going to have to go before I end up disappearing on you guys. So
Okie
how
dokie.
do you feel, Miss Bobby?
Well, it's been I did a long drive yesterday and I got
Yeah.
home at 2 a.m. So I
Yeah.
feel tired. I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that we
Absolutely.
had so many people with so many more questions, and I
I
apologize.
know. We will be back next week, I believe, on Sunday.
Yes. Yes.
Beautiful.
And
Yes.
yes. Oh my gosh. Carrie has asked for any messages.
Interesting. So when you ask a question, ask a specific question about something. We don't do the like any messages coming up for me. We don't do that. So please ask a specific question, and then when you put your comment in, you're more likely to get a response because we go in order the way that we receive them. So next week, please join us and
Yes.
and ask us a specific question. We'd love to connect with you.
Carrie, I think you should put it out there and go for it.
Love it.
I see her pushing her jewelry out.
Beautiful.
Harrykins.
Awesome. I love it.
And I got compliments on the ones that you gave me with the lapis lazuli.
Oh, the lapis, love it. Yeah, they're gorgeous.
A young girl complimented me in Hillside Mall on Friday night for them.
Beautiful.
And then asked me if I had gotten my dream job. Did you get your dream job? And I
love that.
And she said, "What do you do?" And I said, "I'm a medium." And I talked to the dead. She actually, it was one of the greatest interactions of my month. So
I love that. That's amazing.
I concur with Erin completely. Yeah. And yeah, okie dokie. We're not going to tell them of our plans yet, but there's going to be plans.
There will be plans. And as soon as we get them sorted, we will share them with you.
Yes. One of these days, Orichallians, and what are we?
The other Orichallians.
One of these days, we're all going to be on one building.
The leader of the pack. Vroom, vroom. God.
Oh, we need cages. Okay.
Awesome. Are we ready?
Yes, we're ready. Thank you, Orichallians.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. We appreciate you so much.
So much.
Right? Like I had to confirm.
Right? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Namaste.
Namaste.
I heard you snot move.
I know. I was just thinking, I don't feel like I can blow you guys a kiss today because, but I mean, like you're not actually here, but
I can't cold you guys. You know it's because Erin blew her sick person breath at me.
Through the ethers.
Oh, there's another one. I'm just going to block that person. There's another person bugging our friends here.
We can, oh, my light just went low. So I'm going to end us and we will see you next week.
Bye, everyone.